Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to Anno 1800. Looking back at Madison, a appealing metropolis now with the latest attractiveness boost and all the important work that we've done in the last episode. And in that case here we can just reap the rewards now really between my traders here. So I'm expecting now the first grain to come in then any second, right? Actually it's already arrived, the first grain here. So my pig farms are now working, getting the grain to the silos and boosting the pig farms ultimately. Let's just have a look at that real quick. So some of them should be getting the first grain in now any second. There they are, perfect. And with that we are receiving another massive 100% productivity, and also every third production is an additional pig on top of that. That's quite a lot. With that we're going to have a lot of pigs on this island. As we can see, we already meet the production demand, right? So that we need for our production for soap and sausages, that would be 27, and we are producing 33, leaving to a surplus there of 7 right now, plus 1 on 2 with the fluctuations that we have. That's quite a lot. 33 pigs for around 15 pig farms, so twice as much, a bit more than that in general. Very good. Also over there we got the framework knitters, and over here we got now our massive industry for the soap and stuff like that. Yes, the warehouses are now really overwhelmed, so I'm going to upgrade some of them. Those here, right, those 3, and then we're going to also start upgrading those here. Let's just see, this one has a bit more at the moment, this one is looking fine, and this one here too. I'm waiting for a few more bricks to come in now. We're producing them in min, so that is all nice and juicy. Now also let's continue with a couple more upgrades here to farmers and to workers. And the cool thing is now, of course, sausage and soap is also available for Min, the people of Min. That's also boosting our worker workforce there a bit more than what would be possible really. So that's another cool feature. Now let's go for the real deal here too again. Now we do have the grapes in. We should be having quite a lot of glass now in too with the sand, right? So the quartz sand that is producing there again. I think they're overwhelmed. Just upgrade this warehouse there as well. It's just really important. And now, wait a second, we still have the soap here. Let's get rid of that, giving me a bit more attractiveness. Anything else? Nope, that's looking good. Oh, so much space here. Will you look at that? We're going to need some of that though. We're going to need some of that. The industry zone, as we can see, is completely full, right? So I still need 2 more productions now that I would like to start. The first one is the champagne that we've already prepared. The champagne is a very small building, so it might be possible to use that here, getting some additional electricity boost. We do have our brass smelters here. 2 of them are still blueprinted. I don't need them because we're getting the brass in with the docklands primarily. We do have some brass smelters for the bit of zinc and copper that we produce, but it's really not a lot. Also, there is a blueprinted window maker that we no longer need, and there's a steel work that we also don't need anymore, right? Getting us back some attractiveness there. Those steel beams are, well, it's not really important, right? And we do have a bit of space there again in a very appealing area, because all of that here gets electricity, and that's pretty cool for us. There's also this concrete factory. Let's move this one down here as well. I already have a concrete factory here, and we're just going to add now the second one to this area. And let's also make this one looking a bit better overall, right? A bit more organized. There is an upgrade needed. Let's just upgrade this 2 times here, and this one here also needs to be upgraded as it's getting a lot of productions, or yeah, factories here basically. And then we have this road there. That's just fine overall. Oh, this space here, it's going to be amazing. And now let's just go back here for the champagne cellars. Now we don't need that many of them, right? Because we are boosting them as well here now. And we only need 5 really, so that would lead to 3 champagne cellars, and that's it. Because we boost them, we get twice as much of that out. And it's basically as much as champagne as I'm ever going to need. And we can just safely squeeze them in here, and they all get their the things. And you know, for agriculture, engines were onto farms all over the globe as the joint efforts of agriculturalists and engineers culminate in the creation of the tractor. What can these motorized mastodons do for our economy? We expect Carrie Voss will once again chevron a path in the soil for others to follow. That's just very, yeah, dramatic, I should say. I don't think that it's that dramatic though. And the engineer asked you to trial tractors on a green farm. Oh, all right. There is a new quest that we could do here for yeah, for a grain farm, basically. Might be possible. Might be possible. We do have some surplus in Min, of course. In Totenkopf, we don't have oil, but we do have now, as we can see, a full storage in Arundel. I could get a bit of it over to Totenkopf. Yeah, might be for our grain production there. Who knows? The champagne is flowing. I really would like to, before we open up champagne for my investors... Oh, it's Inno, right? Then it doesn't matter anymore. This one increases the population of investors, and it will also increase, of course, our income when it comes to that. Coffee is out. I've seen that. Yes. And there we go. 7 on the surplus for champagne. I could probably build another one and start champagne for the docklands. Since the volume is so high, that is very tempting, right? If we do this. Let's get the fire station over there. Let's get the sewing machine over there. It does not get electricity, right? By 1 tile. I need to make this happen somehow. Let's have the next champagne cellar here. And the next one here. And then I probably will do it like that. Then I'm going to move this one over here. And then it gets electricity. Perfect. That's just what we need. And then I'm going to... Oh god, they're all really full here, these warehouses. Let's have another one then here. Right, and here. There is still a spot for something else, for something tiny in between. Let's build the 2 champagne cellars here as well. We get enough out of it. Right, so the grapes are now... We are consuming now 12 of the grapes, and we're producing 12. So that's just as much as we need. I could go ahead if I want to get more grapes. That's possible. Let's boost them by another 50%. Making more grapes that we need. Okay. There is actually some test subjects for our mortars, right? Let's just go over there. Princess Ching, you would like to see what a mortar can do? Let's try it out on her. we got the technology. Please don't flee. I would like to see I would like to see that. Yeah, they're fleeing the scene. I guess they've already seen that I'm on my way now. Oh, turning back again. Very good. Okay, I guess they think they have a chance. Let's give them the illusion. And let's activate the mortar number 1. And let's activate the mortar number 2. And there it is already pushing in and... Boom, I guess. Where's the mortar? Oh, it's on cool. There it is. There it was. It was very slow. Alright. Those ships of course don't stand a chance. There's a bit of pocket watches here. And perhaps there's something here of value that we can get out of that. Some sugar. Alright. Not really something that I would like. Let's get the battleships, because they're my protection for now to Min Island. And the second battleship... oh, actually in Arundel we already have one. Perfect. So only one battleship we need to move to Min, so that this one has a bit of defense. I can't afford any harbor defense. We don't have the influence. So those ships are now protecting the channel then over here. And I can also safely, hopefully, repair that for those 2 farms there. Very good. When it comes to the fishes, we're also pretty capped on the fishes. So let's get rid of those 2 and instead build us another sand mine, and we can easily squeeze in even one more here. Because we're going to need a lot of glass with all that additional production now, right? And with that, I'm also going ahead here now, and I think, yep, 2 of the glass makers are possible. That I would like to use then in this tiny area. There you go, getting more glass out, because boy, we're going to need that. So these champagne cellars are working now, and that means with the surplus that we have now in champagne, that's 15. Holy cow, that's a lot. We have finally a new trading good for the docklands, right? So we can now finally, because I'm pretty sure that champagne is quite valuable, we don't need the pigs here anymore. Let's get rid of that and instead use champagne for this latest achievement here. What is it with the quartz, for example? 1 to 4. That's a lot, right? For quartz. Let's start using 20 champagne. Let's make it 50 champagne to get a bit more brass out. So why do I need the brass, you may ask? Well, for our next production chain that I've already prepared, and that is the Gramophone. That is something that's going to boost our income a lot. We've lost a lot of income by getting over the Admiral's Island. And also, I'm not purchasing any shares anymore of the other 2 islands here, Pale Sea Town and Milk Church, because it's just costing us too much influence. Another ship, perfect. Always like it when my dreadnoughts are being used. We need the influence for more ships, otherwise taking over those islands will be impossible. And for that, Gramophone is my next goal here now, because that's increasing my income then once again. And Gramophone only needs 2 things. The first one is the brass that we're already getting now, and then wood veneers. For that we do need logs. Logs we should have plenty of because we're getting it with the Docklands. And then I only need the marquetry workshop. How many Gramophones do we produce or need right now? 1, right? So really not that much. And they produce 1. So I would say I'm going with 2 of them. Unfortunately, they need electricity. So once again, we do need to make some room here. There's a weapon factory. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that here anymore. And then also I'm going to get rid of the glassmaker and move it over there to my other glassmakers that we already have there. By the way, yeah, I think there's more sand missing than ever. And we still have those 2 steel beams, this steel beam there. I'm going to move that steel beam factory also over there for now, because we need that space here for our wood veneer, right? 1 here. And I think we can... Yeah, that's close. That's very, very close. I would like to make this one work though. We should be able now to squeeze them in here. There you go. Very good. Getting the electricity and also being utilized in this area just fine. We do have still a bit of a green area then here that I could further move buildings to. We'll just see about that. Very good. 2 of them. So that means I need 2 workshops really. That doesn't require electricity though, so we can just build them safely in this area for the wood veneer. And let's make it a 3rd, because as you know, I like to have a small surplus on things. Let's build those 3. They consume not that much log, right? So 3 logs per minute is being consumed with that. That's totally fine. And then we get the 2 Gramophone factories out here as well. This time though, I'm going to pause the Gramophone. So there we have it as our consumer good. Because I would like to add, build something up there first. Now let's just check my Docklands there real quick with the goods that we are now trading then. So the champagne, it's going up so quickly. Already over 100 tons there. Perfect, really. The logs are being, they're being used with the gold bars right now. But gold bars is fine. And since soap is struggling there a bit right now, what we might do is, instead of soap, we are going to use the champagne for the caoutchouc there as well. It would be a ratio of 1 to 3. That's quite good. The soap was a 1 to 1 and that was a legendary soap, right? So I think around using 50 for that as well will be, let's make it 100. That's still fine. So that's 150 champagne that we consume every 20 minutes now. And we're producing 15. That's 300 tons surplus that we have in those 20 minutes. So a lot. We could trade twice as much if we want to, but building up some cargo first is my go-to here. Let's build another cargo ship. I'm lacking 1, or I'm short of 1 cargo ship. Now the Gramophones are in. Let's activate it for my investors. Thus my investors should not only get way happier, but also that income should be nice. So we're at 15k, and with that we should be pushing up to, I think, 25k is realistic, to say the least. Of course, coffee. Coffee's actually in, so that boost we already had. What's with the engineers? They would have everything. We have 780 engineers still left, so I could and I will upgrade us a couple more engineers to investors. Let's just have them here in the town center next to the palace. That's pretty important. This block here we can still upgrade, and for anything else we do need more artisans that we upgrade then to engineers. Now the artisans, they do lack something though. The soap is coming in now again since the trade route is starting to work, right? So that is going up again. We are losing a lot of soap, of course, because of Docklands, and just for a couple of minutes we haven't had any soap income here, but that's working now again. What's going on with the swing machines, by the way? I think they should still go up though, right? Swing machines 16 per minute, right? A bit going up by a bit. Perfect. So that's working now. The Gramophone is in, actually pushing us over 30,000. Very good. And my next target would be now the museum. The museum for the influence. Now there is a problem though. We don't have that many artifacts for the museum. We have one manuscript here that's 20 attractiveness, but that's it. I don't have any other museum item available right now. Museum items, I've also not seen them yet at Archie, right? So there might be something out of a fluke perhaps at some point, but that's it, right? We do need to get those artifacts in another way, and that is the old school way, expeditions. For that I will need one battleship. It's Olympia 2 that has the trade union item there on board still. Olympia 2 is going to do some expedition for us. We actually have something available there, and that is the archaeological expedition down there. It's been a long time, right? We're going to lead some of the other ones, so new ones appear that are hopefully then archaeological ones too. Oh, Miss Hunt. We're going to need that for the museum items. Actually, I'm going to use my cargo ship for that puddle duck that we've just constructed, because a battleship is not really used for a level 1 archaeological expedition, and we need some free cargo space available for the artifacts that we find on this. This is puddle duck on its way now. I'm going to build another cargo ship because we are one short again, and we might actually, you know, do several expeditions at once. Also, we are a broker now. Movement speed for my ships is increased by 7%. The ship is on its way now. Puddle duck, bring me some artifacts. We don't have to wait though. I can just basically go ahead and start with the museum right away. Now for the museum, over here we have the space for that as well that I would like to use just right away. The cool thing is, if we want to get tourists on board, one bus station in the center will be fine to reach both of them, and thus increase the happiness of my tourists there by a few more. I think I've just lost my flagship. Is that right? Is there some attack on my flagships? No, there it is. Perfect. Some reasons it disappeared on the list, but of course it's still there. What is going on? There is actually something coming on. 2 ships attacking. That's good. My mortars were already a bit bored, so let's just use the mortars there once again. And boom! Doing quite some damage there to that, and then also this. These are just smaller skirmishes, we really just destroy them. The good thing is though, there might be some items once again that we can use, especially those museum items I would be looking forward to. Right. Of course, as we can see, they're getting a bit more nasty, Princess Ching and Miss Hunt, because they're not fighting each other anymore, so they got more ships available again. We need to be really careful that there is not a big attack all of a sudden coming again. Let's get cracking now for on the museum. So in that case, I would like to have it here, right, where we already have our botanical garden right next to it. This one looking good, and then a double road going up there. Then probably squeezing it in like so. Here, for example, we should be able to get us a couple of these exhibitions out. Now, don't forget, for every one of them, we get 10 influence, right? It is reached by the palace, but only ever so slightly. So we probably should have... Does it reach it, really? It's important that it reaches it. It's not, right? By one tile. It absolutely reaches it not by one tile. In that case, either I get another palace module on, or I'm just getting this one a bit closer to that side, because it really needs to be reached. There you go. Now we have it, right? That's, yeah, that's just the heck of it. Let's build the modules here, and on the other side too. I would like to get at least 100 influence out of that, so we do need at least 10. We got only 5 for now. Make it that now, and here. I will not be able to have a fence around this one now though, and of that I need to make sure. Yeah, that would be fine. This would be fine too, and that would be 10 influence now, 10 modules that we get out of that. We could have then a fence around it. Unfortunately here I cannot be symmetrical because then I don't have the fence, or we just neglect the fence. Might be possible too. Then it's actually looking like something. Yeah. Screw that. Let's make it like so. Then we can have the fence around it. That's what I would like to have. Perfect. Let's build the museum there really quickly. There you go. And with that, we are sitting at 115 influence. And that's exactly what all of this preparation was for, to reach that bonus. We don't even need to use the artifacts on it, right? It just needs to be built like that. We could cheese our way here by getting rid of those two and just having more of these here. But for every one of them now, I think we do need to pay, right? Yeah, for every one of them we need to pay 10 influence now. So we are above the 10, right? So we can't cheese our way to more, unfortunately. The first 10 are free, right? But 11 then costs me 10 influence. So only that is free. And only that provides the bonus influence now, giving us 115. And that is just really nice, because that's a couple of dreadnoughts, really. In fact, it's two of them. And we just need a few advanced weapons. I'm selling them at the Docklands right now. I should probably reduce the volume for that, because it seems like we're not producing enough of them anymore. We just had a trade. It's still not enough coming in. What's the problem? Please tell me the problem. You're not working because of dynamite. Dynamite is not working because of tallow. I completely forgot that. Of course, we do need tallow. I forgot to implement it in the trade route. I was actually thinking of that while we managed to do the soap one, right? But of course, we still need tallow production. And there's actually something easy that we could do about that. And that is adding a couple more. We do have the pig surplus, right? Yes. Let's just add us a couple more rendering works. Is possible really anywhere where we want to have it. I could probably do it here, because we got some space available there. And it's separated from the others, right? So this is just purely for the dynamite. And we do need around, how much tallow do we still need for the dynamite there? 4 as a maximum. And they produce, I think, every minute. Right, so we do need 2 more now. There you go. Getting this one done is important. The pigs will be fine. I think, yep, there's still blueprinted silos here. Let's build them, because we can afford that, and we should. That's a bit more coming in. And we, by the way, can also now upgrade those warehouses, which we also should do, because they are quite overwhelmed with all these pig farms that are working in this area. No, I'm not going for another upgrade. That should be fine. Newspaper guy, please tell me something positive. There you go. That we can use the negative 30 consumption again. And then a bit of happiness, perhaps. That's golden. 150 influence we still keep. Could go for a bit more propaganda if you want to, but nah. Now, for the trade route that I've had activated, there it is. We have this one here, right? Because we don't need that much soap there, really. And from Min, it's also going to be now tallow that it's going over to Madison. That we need to make absolutely sure. There you go. And by the way, where's the ship right now? It's at the middle of the traversing here. There it is, right? And it should not be more than 100 tons of soap so quickly. Nah, it's not, right? So we are at 38 tons, and that's basically it. So it's perfectly fine. Archibald, I don't need that charter. If it would have been a museum item, I would have been very happy about that. But unfortunately, it's not. That's that. We do like a bit of engineer workforce right now. But also, the soap is in for the artisans, so we can upgrade a couple of them. Let's do that. Get us some more engineer workforce. There's a couple more of them here. There's some ruins as well. And this block here, perhaps. Right, doing me some upgrades. As always, that's the loveliest thing in this game, upgrading. If only I could stop. And then, of course, also all of these farmers here to workers, because now we can do this. Just lovely overall, as the city is growing on either side. There is also some more workers here, and these farmers there. Nice, I like that. I like that a lot. The only thing we still also need is, once again, for my museum now, I said I wanted to have that fence around it, so I'm not kidding. We're going to build that fence. It's also adding a bit of attractiveness, right? Those fences. So every single tile of that is doing a bit more on that. all the way to here, so that we still have a bit of room here that we can work, either making that entrance bigger and also adding perhaps a nice little smaller statue to it, or a flag or something like that. Or since the museum, the bust of Nathaniel Spoondrift will just be fine for that. And yeah, a whopping 60 attractiveness we got out of that as well. So we are already halfway to the next level there. And that will reach with adding then basically those manuscripts now, for example, to the museum, getting us the attractiveness done. Very good job so far. We can now focus a bit on fleet building again, since we got the influence, and continue with the city building. Stay tuned.